Welcome back, lore masters and world builders. Today, we journey into the deepest records of hidden Earth, to a time before mortals commanded the elements, before sorcerers drew power from the ley lines. We're uncovering the forgotten history of the Crucible's first guardians, the Elder Scales, the draconic elementals. Long before any civilization rose, the balance of the world was not a concept, but a living, breathing reality. These weren't dragons of flesh and bone as we know them. They were titanic beings forged from the very essence of the seven primal forces. Each was the living embodiment of an element, tasked with maintaining resonance across the land, sea, and sky. They ruled not as kings or queens, but as primal forces of nature. But as the mortal races discovered their own connection to the elements, the elder scales began to fade, becoming whispers, legends, and cautionary tales. Today we tell their stories. Let's begin with fire. Imagine a world of raw, untamed flame where molten rivers carve the landscape. From the heart fire of the ancestor Solana, Veilzarath, the ember serpent, was born. His scales were the color of coal, veined with incandescent gold. He coiled across oceans of magma, his very movement shaping the foundation of what would become the Ember Isles. Mortals once worshipped him from obsidian cliffs, but their ambition grew. When they tried to siphon his power in a failed ritual, Veilzarath's fury was absolute. He incinerated the rebels, but in doing so, his own flame became unstable. In a final, cataclysmic act of sacrifice, he plunged into the heart of the Crucible to contain his own destructive power. His death ripped open a volcanic rift, giving birth to the eternal pyre, where his spirit is said to burn to this day, both a warning and a source of sacred flame. From the inferno, we turn to the abyss. In the primordial oceans, there was Nimdaloon, the tideworm. She was the moon's reflection upon the water, her body vast and translucent, spanning leagues beneath the waves. She was the first to speak to the coral and dream with the whales, teaching the ocean its rhythm. The Tidecallers learned from her through deep-sea trances, feeling her pulse in the darkest trenches. But when mortals, in their hubris, tried to enslave a mighty leviathan in her name, her heart broke. Nimdaloon exiled herself to the desolate Blackfold Trench. There she did not die, but unraveled. She allowed her physical form to dissolve into currents, dreams, and memory. Her essence became one with the sea itself. The Tidecallers now know her as the Dream Tide. It's said that those who sleep near the deep ocean can still sometimes glimpse her ancient, sorrowful eyes in the crest of a wave. Now lift your gaze to the heavens where Faerun, the Stormcoil, once reigned. Born from the first breath of the ancestor Erixus, he was a dragon of thunder, wind, and ice. His body was a coiling cloud, his wings sounded like thunderclaps, and his eyes glowed with raw lightning. Air shamans believed he lived in the permanent storm that swirls above the Skyrim peaks, but when the Skybinders sought to harness the pure, chaotic energy from his maelstrom heart, Faerun chose sacrifice over corruption. Rather than let his power be twisted, he shattered himself. His body dissolved into the seven cardinal winds, each now carrying a sliver of his memory. His death is revered as the ultimate act of elemental selflessness. Skyseers believe he still speaks through sudden gusts of wind or the eerie stillness before a storm. From the sky we descend deep into the earth. From the very womb of the Iron Root, Drevenkar, the Earth Maw, burst forth. He was a colossal dragon of iron-veined stone. His breath was an earthquake, his roar a landslide. Slow, deliberate, and impossibly powerful, he carved the great canyons and folded the mountains as he migrated across epochs. When mortal miners threatened to fracture the world's core, Drevenkar acted. He coiled his immense body around the planet as inner mantle and allowed himself to be encased in stone. His final world-shaking rumble sealed the deep channels, preventing the continent's collapse. Though he is now inert, his dreams echo in the deep earth. And golems are said to carry fragments of his unyielding will, encoded in seismic rhythms. Where the earth is stable, life blooms, and so we meet Selican, the verdant coil, born when the ancestor Ovara exhaled into the first flower. Seliquin was a serpentine dragon woven from vines, petals, and living root. Her wings were mobile gardens, and forests erupted in her wake. She taught the first druids to speak with plants, to listen rather than command. But she watched in horror as they began to twist nature into monstrous war forms. To protect the sanctity of life, she retreated and offered herself to the Bloomheart, the very source of nature's vitality. She became its living guardian and its eternal prisoner. Her sacrifice created the ever-regrowing grove at the center of the Alaran wilds, a place of impossible beauty and danger. Her breath still feeds the cycle of bloom and decay, a constant reminder of nature's delicate balance. Now, we tread into the shadows, into the space between thoughts. Here we find Varaction, the hollow-eyed flame. He was silence incarnate, a dragon of shadow, cold flame, and mirror-like eyes that reflected your soul back at you, twisted and broken. He wasn't born from an element, but unraveled into being when the first soul screamed into the void. He slithers through dreams, feeding on forgotten fears. Varaction was never truly alive in the mortal sense. He is unstuck in time and form, a phantom thought, a living nightmare. Spirit walkers say he did not die, but is dreaming in reverse. They believe he will only awaken when the world finally forgets its own name. To see him in your dream is to lose a part of yourself forever. Finally, we come to the last and most mysterious of the Elder Scales, Medaros, the Stoneburn Father. He was not born of breath or flame, but of memory itself. The Stonehold golems believe he is the first memory ever to take physical form, solidified by the sheer weight of history. Wingless and unmoving, he sleeps beneath the first forge, his stone hide etched with runes from every era. Medaros did not die. He became perpetual stillness. To prevent a memoraquake that would shatter reality, he entered a stasis dream, his body becoming the very foundation of Stonehold. His thoughts now shape the dreams of the Stonebound and animate the silent minds of golems. It is said that if he ever truly awakens, all of recorded time could crumble under the weight of forgotten truths. From flame to stone, from the sky to the void, the Elder Scales are a testament to a world of raw, untamed power. Their sacrifices, their rage, and their sorrow are woven into the very fabric of hidden earth. They are not just legends. They are the wind, the tides, the mountains, and the fire in the world's heart. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the lore of the Elder Scales. What do you think of these ancient beings? Let me know your favorite in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring the forgotten corners of epic worlds, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next journey. Until then, keep wondering.